41%. More recently, it's been 47%. And there are some who think that, well, merely taxing that 1%, increasing taxes there, that's the solution to the debt problem. But that's not going to work. Because even if government confiscated, not just tax, confiscated it all of the income of the 1%, it would still be barely enough to fund government for just 2 months of the operating expenses. So taxing or taking more from the 1% isn't the answer, because as the saying goes, the problem with socialism is that eventually you run out of other people's money. Washington does not have a revenue problem. We've heard this before. Washington does have a spending problem. We have too many politicians who are addicted to opium. Opium, other people's money. And their entire careers, that is what they've been engaged in, spending other people's money. There's some politicians there, but then I don't know if they've ever had to actually make a payroll or balance a budget, because it's always been other people's money. That's their way of thinking. So once these politicians who want to go ahead and raise taxes, well, once they raise taxes through the roof on the 1%, they'll raise them on the 47%, and essentially on 100% of Americans. And then they'll reach for things like a value-added tax and other things that perhaps people can't really see. And then what happens when all of this leads to more unemployment and more stagnation? What happens when interest rates inevitably rise? What happens when we can't afford to pay even the interest